We're here today with the Anaya Tipnis Foundation. They're having this amazing backyard gathering to honor their graduating seniors and welcome their incoming freshmen, and also chit-chat and hang out with their sophomores and juniors. And this is my good friend Kayla, who is a rising junior, one of the scholars here at the foundation. And the weather has turned out to be just perfect, just like all the scholars we're talking to.
Yeah, I already started.
And I'm rolling.
Awesome. So Catherine, welcome to the nice party today. And then
Thank you.
Tell me what year you're in.
I'm a rising sophomore at Wellesley College.
Very nice. And then tell me, what about college do you find, or did you find, or continue to find confusing?
Whew. There were a lot of things. I think something I was struggling with at first was feeling like I didn't necessarily belong in the community, just because you go from being like leader of so many clubs and being so involved in high school, and then you have to start over in college and you don't really know that many people. So it's definitely like, whoa, reality kind of, and it's very shocking. But, I think second semester in my first year, I got out of my head. I got involved in a lot of things that I was passionate about, and I found my people, and that was the most freeing thing that I could do.
And why is college important to you? I'm assuming it's important to you.
Yes, it is important to me. I would say it's important to me because my parents have always instilled in me since I was very young the value of education. That's honestly like primarily why they chose to settle down where they did. Education is, to me, education is like my way out, it's my way to like progress for my family. I do it for myself, of course, but also like for my parents. Like I want them to be proud of the children that they have, and that we have something to give to the world and leave the world a better place than we found it.
And do you talk about college a lot in your family and at home?
Yes, that was my whole 19 years of life, have been preparing me for this moment right now to send me off to college, so I could be successful and thriving, hopefully.
And then tell me something that's funny about you and your mentor.
Funny about me and my mentor, we play a lot of phone tag. We're always like back and forth, but whenever we do finally get the chance to talk, it's always very nice. And Alex, my mentor is Alex, has a very calming presence, and I get to celebrate my victories with her, but also go to her when I'm like, oh, something's not really working out. And so we just get to talk, figure out solutions. So I don't know how funny that is, but
That's pretty cool. I'd say that the mentorship is something that's really awesome about the foundation.
Yeah.
And can you imagine like going through college without your mentor? Like what would that look like for you?
I think it would be rough, just because I feel like oftentimes at college you can feel very alone. It's very individual, like everyone else. Unlike high school, I feel like there was more consistency, like you're all taking similar classes. College is so different, like you're all doing your own thing. And so you don't necessarily always know who you can go to, or an adult that you can turn to, someone that just understands. So not only is like the adult mentorship really important, but also the peer mentorship aspect is something that's very valuable as well.
Right, because the foundation has both, right? You have
Exactly.
a peer mentor and an adult mentor.
Exactly.
So you get double mentoring.
Yes,
Right.
yes. Best of both worlds.
Awesome. And then anything else you'd like to share about like why you picked the foundation?
I would say the foundation picked me. Like, I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to be part of this village, this community. And yeah, there's why wouldn't you pick it? I mean, not only is the financial assistance that you would get from a regular any scholarship, but also these mentorship aspects, this community building, because it does take a village to get us through college and get us into this next chapter of our lives. So I like that the support doesn't just stop there. There's emotional support, there's that stability.
Right. Did you apply to a lot of different foundations before you picked this one?
No, I didn't. My school sent me this. They were like, apply to this. And that was it.
Excellent. And then what are you doing for the summer?
For the summer, I'm working at a nonprofit that works with immigration cases. And I'm doing a little bit of everything, but we have specifically a program for youth, undocumented youth, so that they can get college career readiness as well as community organizing and leadership experience. And so I'm leading that for the youth.
That's quite a lot of, that's a big job, right?
Yes,
That's a lot of
I
work.
love it. I'm super passionate about it.
Sounds like fun. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Saurabh Sahani, and I work for Eversource Energy. Yes.
Cheers for Eversource.
Yes, a great company, great place to work, and great place to meet people like Monica.
And so you are now part of the Anaya Tipnis family,
Yes.
right? So how does that feel?
It feels great. It feels like I am going back to the roots, trying to do the things that I always dreamed of doing. And Monica has laid out the path how to get them done. So I actually went to college in City College of New York. I was first generation American here, and I faced many similar challenges that our mentors face today, whether it's financial or whether it's social. How do they fit into the society? Where do they go for many different things in college? So all those challenges are real. They were with me when I was going to college, and I really believe that Monica's work and Anaya's foundation work really jives with where I see us as a human society really need to go to, where everyone has similar opportunities and not just a handful of people who have that opportunity.
So you're on board as a mentor for the scholars.
I am on board as a mentor. Also, I recently started working on their operations team. So I'm leading the charge on creating playbooks for them and making sure that their operations is well situated as the team grows.
Excellent. Very cool. Have you been introduced to a mentee as yet?
Yeah, actually, since last year, I joined Anaya Foundation last year, and I have a mentee, Ming, fabulous person. Hopefully you'll get an opportunity to see him today. He is from Vietnam, first generation, many similar challenges as myself, and it's a pleasure to be his mentor.
So I hear that at the foundation, mentors and mentees get introduced really early, like the summer right after high school.
Yes.
And so what was one of the first interesting things you found out when you were introduced to your mentee?
So the foundation really does a very good job, I feel, in connecting with people, trying to find out what are the interests of the mentor and what are the interests of mentee. So even before you connect with your mentee, you already know what are some of the information about the mentee ahead of time. So that really helped, right? I had the resume, I had their application, I had their information ahead of time, and that allows you to actually cater and streamline your mentorship to the mentee. And even before I met him, I already knew what are some of the challenges he's going through and where I can help.
So my name is Malu Andrade, and I just graduated from UMass Amherst in May, and I'm so excited for this new chapter in my life.
Well, congratulations!
Thank you.
How does it feel to be a newly minted graduate?
It feels exciting, but also sometimes I'm kind of getting emotions of that I'm gonna be experiencing a lot of challenges, but kind of looking back into the support system I have in the past, I kind of feel more comfortable kind of going into the world and into the workforce, knowing that I can always have that support system. So it makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. So now that you've been through it and you've come out the other end, so how important was college to you?
College was very important, I think, in allowing me to gain self-confidence and motivation in the things that I do. I think moving here from Cape Verde at a young age and going into school where I often felt pressured and felt like I wasn't good enough, I used education as a tool to kind of encourage myself and to give me motivation to prove these people wrong and prove myself wrong, and just kind of, know that I am worth it, and and now I just want to spread that to everyone else. And this foundation has helped me so much with that, and expressing myself and kind of learning the tools that will equip me with the things that I need to be successful. So.
Awesome. So did you apply to a lot of foundations at the time you were applying?
No. So I was nominated for the Anaya Tipnis Foundation by the Upward Bound program at my high school, and that's how I kind of found out about it. I didn't even know support systems like this or the Anaya Tipnis Foundation existed, so I was very happy when I got selected.
So if you had to imagine going through your 4 years without your mentor or your peer mentor, what would that have looked like for you?
I definitely think a lot of delay in the progress that I made. During my freshman year, I was kind of going through a lot of challenges with my academics as well as my social life, and being able to kind of confide in my mentor, Betty and Monica, really allowed me to kind of get out of my comfort zone and kind of seek assistance through the resources at school, as well as just kind of connect me with resources that they have that kind of alleviated a lot of the things that was stressing me.
Right. I heard you had some funny stories to share about you and your mentor. Give us one. Not too embarrassing, but a little embarrassing is good.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, all my moments with my mentor have been really great. There's been times where she's kind of connected me with her own resources to kind of help me with my classes. She even had her kids tutoring me at one point. So kind of that's a little funny story because it was just something unexpected and surprising.
So you get 12 mentors for one, essentially.
No, yes, definitely. I feel like Betty is the emotional support, and her husband Sanjeev has also been a mentor to me, kind of handling the finances, and then the kids, tutoring me. So it's entire family kind of supporting me, and it just feels, I can feel the love, and I can feel how connected that this foundation brings, kind of helps everyone make those connections. So.
And when does the mentorship start? When you join the foundation, how soon does that start?
It starts right away. I think mentors are very important, guiding you through the through the foundation. You can't start without them because they give you that support you need to kind of get started, get involved, apply for internships, and how to write these letters for your classes or resumes and things like that. So it's right away.
Right. So like summer before you even start college.
Yeah, definitely, right. Definitely.
And is college important to your family? Do you guys talk about it a lot with your family at home?
We don't talk about it a lot, but my parents do express how proud they are of me. I think they've always known that I was just gonna go straight to college. I think they recognized that early on, so they never kind of had to really enforce and implement things because I was already doing those college tours. I was already kind of applying on my own and taking the lead in that way. So it was always expected, and they just show their appreciation by how proud of me they are. So, yeah.
Awesome. And anything else you'd like to share? Plans, summer plans, and next year plans?
Yeah, so my summer plans is I'm going to start my job in July 11th at PwC in their ESG sector. And I'm also going to try to connect with Nita to be a mentor for other upcoming scholars within the Anaya Tipnis Foundation. I kind of want to share my experiences since I had a firsthand go through of the foundation and kind of know about all the resources that they kind of offer. I want to relay that to these scholars and help them, bridge that gap and just give back, just a lot was given to me.
Awesome. And if you had to pick 3 things that you love about the foundation, what would those 3 things be? You can't say ice cream as one of them.
I think definitely the overall village, everyone that's part of the foundation, and that makes the foundation run and help support these kids, raise the funds. And I feel like everyone that builds the Anaya Tipnis village is one thing I really cherish and love. Another thing, it would have to be Monica. She's been very impactful in my life, you know, kind of getting chosen to get this like nice like opportunity to get a support system as well, like funding for college was something that I really appreciate. And just, you know, having that interview with her and her husband Rahib, it was just, you know, it was like really nice to see the effect that I can have on them as well as the effect they had on me. And then the third thing would just be my mentors. Just made a very really impacted me firsthand during my tough times in freshman year. So I'm so grateful for that, being able to push through with their help, but still feeling okay to ask for help, because I've been doing a lot of things on my own for a while. So it was just really nice to kind of see that openness of helping me. So
Yeah, is it okay to ask you, like, you know, what's an example of something that you really struggled with as a freshman?
Yeah, so I think it was definitely my math class. Kind of going into college and taking these different courses that I would, you know, assume that I will be okay and I will kind of get adjusted to the curriculum and I'll be all right in the end, but kind of seeing myself fail after time, just because I wasn't comfortable in reaching out, and kind of breaking down at one point and reaching out to my mentor and kind of explaining to her the situation, and in the ways that she guided me really helped me a lot, helped me feel like it's okay to not always be successful at something. It doesn't mean that like you're not worth it and that you don't deserve to keep trying. So her guiding me through that process, connecting me with her kids to kind of tutor me in the math courses, really impacted my kind of my confidence, and as well as improved my grades tremendously. So very appreciative of that.
Well, thank you so much. This was so great, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Exciting.
Okay.
Awesome. So here we're with another foundation celebrity. So she's going to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Biti Belchada.
And what do you do for the foundation, Vitti?
I am one of the earliest crops of mentors, and I mentored Malu.
We just spoke to her.
Great.
So she had lots of interesting things to share about you. So tell us how it's been for you and how long you've been at the foundation.
Well, Malu just graduated, so I guess I've been involved for the past 4 years with Malu. But before then, being a friend of Monica's, I was involved right from the ground up when ATF was being formed, and was involved in lots and lots of brainstorming sessions to figure out what the direction of the foundation should be. So it's been, it was very challenging at first, and it's been wonderful just to see the growth of the foundation and where it's gone and where it's headed.
And so tell me a funny story about you and your mentoring of scholars.
So when Monica first reached out to me and asked me to be a mentor and assigned me Malu, my first thought was, gosh, what can I do? Like, how can I be a mentor? I just had no idea what would be involved. And she said, well, you're a parent, you've got kids in school, in college, and just guide her, it will come to you. And I think it did. And in terms of a funny story, I don't know that there is any funny story. I would just say the lesson I learned was you just have to be yourself and just guide the mentee the best you can. And in my case, it literally took a village. So there were times when Malu needed, for instance, help with calculus. And I honestly don't know the first thing about calculus. So I pulled in my son and he tutored her. And then I pulled in my daughter and she tutored her. And Malu aced calculus. So we got her through it.
We aim for those best results. So that's excellent. And so what are some of the challenges that she went through as a freshman?
I think initially it was just figuring out what she wanted to study. So she first thought she wanted to pursue engineering, and I advised her, helped her the best I could to get her shifted out of sort of gen ed into an engineering focus, taking the prerequisites and things like that. And then as she was working towards that, she realized engineering was actually not what she wanted to do. And then discussed lots with her, and she settled on business administration, which is what she ultimately ended up graduating in. I think the other tough part for her was just settling into school. You know, it just sounds so great on paper, and then you actually find yourself in it. And she was, I think, missing home. It took her some time to adjust to college life. So it was just helping her out with that. My son was at UMass Amherst in his senior year at that time. So we drove up, we had her meet with Neil, my son, and a couple of his friends, and, gave her some advice, and she ultimately did great. And then, of course, the pandemic brought its own set of challenges, and that took some hand-holding as well. But no, she's a great kid. She did fine.
So compared to a student who is not the type of student that ATF helps, right? The Tipnis Foundation's focuses on a particular demographic of student. Mm-hmm. So comparatively, what are some of the things that scholars like her face going into college, like coming out of high school, versus someone who doesn't have any of those issues?
I would guess the economics of things, right? So there's a financial need. And despite having financial aid through school, there's so many other places where money is needed. So I think one of the challenges was that she was working very, very hard at jobs outside of school, and that's a fair amount of burden for a young kid to carry.
So in order to support college.
To support college, but she also had goals of she wanted to support some of her family members and get something for her sister and things like that. And I think all those pressures at such a young age really add up. So for me, part of the challenge was to wheel her back and say, no, that's too many extra jobs you're doing, and you got to do less because you got to focus more on your studies. Because her grades were starting to suffer because she was doing so much more, in terms of work.
Right.
So it's just that kind of advice and saying it's okay because, once you graduate, you're going to make the money, and it doesn't matter if you go a little bit more into debt right now or just make a little less right now, you'll be fine. Right. So it was that kind of reassurance that she needed.
Right. And then course selection or, explaining how the college process works. Mm-hmm. How was that?
Yeah, course selection, like I said, was a little bit more challenging in the beginning when she was still figuring out her major. After that, she got onto a pretty good clip and a good pace. I think some of the other places where I played a role was in just helping her shape up her resume and her cover letters as she was applying for jobs. And then giving her some advice on her job interview for her internship, which was at PwC, which is where she is now going to be working full time.
My name is Kayla Montero.
And what year are you in?
I'm a rising junior.
And which college are you at?
UMass Amherst.
And what is your major?
Chemical engineering.
Excellent. And so tell us, how important is college to you?
College is crucial. I mean, growing up, my mom always said, if you want to use education to make it out, basically, it's important that you finish school, get the degree for value. So that's my goal, to get it for value so I can get a good job and then hopefully own my own things.
So chemical engineering, that is a tough one. So what made you decide on that?
I feel like in high school, I was very good at doing programs that would help me choose specifically what I was interested in. And so STEM, I already knew I wanted to do STEM. I wasn't that good at math, but I was still okay, and it was good with driving to push myself to do things with math and science. So I had a really deep love for chemistry. So I assumed chemical engineering. I don't know if it was just the program, but I was chemical engineering. Shot for high.
Yeah. And how has it been working with your mentor over the last few years and doing this major?
She's really helpful, especially I get anxious a lot. I literally will have breakdowns with exams and stuff. So I feel like she understands my personality now. So it's she will send me little gift bags sometimes in the middle of the semester, or we'll do FaceTime calls when I'm panicking. And I just feel like it's a very big, especially emotional support. And that is important because like my family, they're busy, or sometimes it's like I can't put too much on my mom because I know she has other kids and stuff. So it's like having another mom.
Which is so super important, right? Right. So tell me a funny story about you and your mentor. Did you ever get a care pack from her and say, "What is this stuff?"
Actually, yeah. So one time she sent me like it was snacks. So when I opened it, there was like, so first it was like magazines, comic books, and there was like funny jokes on it. And then I don't know, it was funny reading it, but I think the funnier part was under it I see like just a whole bunch of like cashews, but they were different flavored. And I never seen like, it was like something was like spicy cashews, then it was like chocolate covered, and I tried each one of them while I was like, yeah, this is,
And only cashews.
yeah.
So no others, like no almonds.
I don't remember almonds, it was cashews. It was cashews.
That's good to know.
Yeah. It was interesting, but yeah, she always sends me interesting things I never thought about in a package.
So when you were choosing, how did you pick the Anaya Tipnis Foundation?
So I did a program called Upward Bound Math and Science, and that program, there was the head of that program, his name's Reggie, and I guess he was connecting people that year with like people that work for the Anaya Tipnis. So I think he connected me to Monica right away, and I applied for it because it just sounded like, I don't exactly remember what it was, but it sounded like something that I should go for, especially because I needed a scholarship for school, and I was really worried about money at the time when I was applying to colleges. And then also the fact that it came with more than just a scholarship, it was like a mentorship as well. It just sounded like something, and also opportunities for internships. It's like the whole package, like you can't lose anything. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna apply to this.
So anything you want to share going into your junior year? How does it feel?
I'm nervous. I know it's been like really like I'm taking summer classes right now, so I feel like, I don't know, I just gotta keep going. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. So yeah, and Julia's gonna help me. I know she is.
And do you have summer plans?
Yeah, I'm actually going to Ghana for 2 weeks for a healthcare internship. Yeah.
You can take lots of photos.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've only been out the country like twice, so.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you.
Sure. My name's Robert Remisevich. I just joined the foundation a few weeks ago, so I'm helping with anything they need help with at all.
And what's your background in?
I'm in supply chain and operations. I work for a bioprocessing company right now. I've been in the field for 18 years.
So kind of like the foundation in bioprocessing. You know,
Absolutely.
yes, we just process scholars. So,
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
Excellent. So what are you looking forward to in terms of improvements or like creating new systems?
So I'm interested in really preparing ahead to help understand what students might need extra help, make sure that they stay in college. Also, planning overall I think is really important to make sure that any of our fundraising or events have plenty of lead time, checking the boxes along the way so that we don't end up in any situations where we feel a sense of urgency to get there. Yeah.
And what drew you into the foundation?
So I saw one of the news segments, interviews with Monica, and I was just really motivated. I'm a first generation undergrad and graduate student. My school was paid for through tuition assistance while I was in the military and the GI Bill, but any sort of assistance and mentorship, I had mentorship and guidance from my time in the military where people were saying you should go to college, it is valuable, and that drove me to do that. And I think I really connected watching the segment, that this is an amazing program that a lot of kids need, and I had a direct connection with.
Any advice for graduating scholars and incoming scholars?
Absolutely. Stick to it. It's worth it in the long run. The networking, the skills, the time management skills that you're going to learn, and everybody here that I've met today is absolutely wonderful. So that's another great network.
And what do you think is unique about this foundation versus other foundations that grant scholarships?
I think the personal touch. Everybody I've met here today has known Monica for years, 10, 15, 20 years. I think I'm probably the only person who hasn't, so I'm glad to be one of the first people coming on and helping it grow, but it's really that personal connection. Everybody here wants to be here and knows Monica and the family very well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rob. And welcome on board.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
So I wanted to just take a few moments here to, one, thank everybody who took the time to come out today, despite being Father's Day, and I'm sure all of you have abandoned your family here for these couple of hours. So thank you for doing that. And I wanted to also just recognize our scholar Malu here, who has graduated. Big applause. And she already has her job at PwC, which is incredible. Wow. So along with Malu, we have Bashir and Didi, who have also graduated but couldn't make it today. But we have Kayla and Catherine here also, who I'm sure we will be celebrating exactly, and even perhaps bigger, in a few years. So we'll be all here together. And as you can see that we are a family here, and this is a cozy little affair, so I'm really looking forward to many more like these to come. And Malu, we have something for you, which somebody needs to run up upstairs and grab it. So maybe I will do that.
Well, but where is it?
It's on the dining table. So I should have been better prepared, but with the weather, which I was trying to arrange and I couldn't quite do a good job of, so I've been a little rattled, so nothing is quite going as planned. But again, thank you so much. We also have all the mentors here, so I can't thank you guys enough. Piti, I think Sanjeev, we had, who's the OG? I think Sumant left, and Monica Mitra is here. Right there. So you guys were there from the very beginning when, gosh, we didn't even have our bylaws written or anything at all. So we were just sitting around our dining table just talking about what we should do. We didn't even tell them probably what mentorship was. We just expected you guys to know what to do. So Malu, just so you know, literally they got no roadmap, no processes. They weren't told what help they would have to give. They were just told to help you and be ready to do whatever it took. So I believe for your finals, when we ran into some math issues, Bitty's kids actually helped you with math. So literally it was a family mentoring process. And so we all come a long way from that, but you guys are the pillars that this foundation stands on. So we don't ever forget that. And I think along with that, we've grown a little bit. Rob and Saurabh have joined us recently and taking on bigger and bigger roles. So it's just really heartwarming to see how this organization has grown. And a shout out to Kathy Coons right there, who has graciously accepted to be on our board to help steer the ship and help us scale. So Shirley, she's amazing, and so glad to have her on board.
Thank you. I think she's very glad to be here too. Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad. So I don't want to. My mentor Pedro did say that I should only speak a few words. I went a little over. So let me just grab this thing real quick. Malu, let me just go right there. It's a little something. Oh, thank you. It's a little something for all the hard work that you've done. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this afternoon, and thank you again for coming in.
And thank you to Monica.
All of you, to all of you.
Yes, all of you. So this is too much attention.